Right, guys, as always, I'm feeling freaking dialed in. And as always, we've got another absolute gangster of a video. Now, this is how to effectively, let's get the angle right, how to effectively systemize your success. Already made a spelling error, massively increase the probability of hitting your goals this year. And that is key of hitting our goals. So, yeah, this is huge. This is something that I struggled with, and you're going to find that I'm going to say this for pretty much every video. This is something I struggled with, and this is something I overcame because I didn't want to be one of those content creators who just regurgitated like whatever Iman Gadzi or Alex Hormozy is saying, because they've actually done the work, they've learned from it, and I have actually I've done this work and I've learned from it. So I thought I'd want to share with you share with you my knowledge and my wisdom. So effectively, this is going to help you systemize your success, as the title says. It's going to help you make consistent progress, which a lot of people struggle with. Again, myself, I struggled with this for so long. This is absolutely key. It's going to make your success pretty much effortless. It's going to not guarantee it, but it's going to make it so much more likely that you're going to hit those goals that you want to achieve. So let's just flip and get into it, shall we? Now, this is the key concept. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the strength of our systems. Read that again. Okay. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the strength of our systems. So if I say I want to make £1 million next year, but I'm still waking up late, I'm not really focused, like that's not going to happen. Okay. So we need systems in place that make it impossible not to do the work or not to show up every day as our higher self. Now, the reason you're not consistent, these are all reasons that I wasn't consistent. Okay. And you probably feel the exact same. It's you haven't developed these protocols, you haven't put these systems in place in order to increase that probability of your success. And you also lack discipline. Now, discipline's an interesting one. I thought it was something that you kind of just developed over time, but you don't really. When you have the right mindset, discipline just comes to you in an instant. Like you just wake up and you're like, oh, this is who I am. Okay. And I'll show my one-to-one mentorship guys exactly how this works. You also forget the goal and change what you work on. Now, I did this so many times. I was like, oh, I'll do um, drop shipping, ecom, SMMA, coaching, info products. Like I tried all of these things. And the thing about this is that you are varying the input. Okay. We want the outcome, the output, which is the success, whatever you want. So the inputs need to stay the same. But if you're changing it all the time, then you're not going to make that progress. It's like, I talk about this, is getting to level 1 in 10 areas as opposed to getting to level 100 in one area. When you're trying to do all of these different things across the span of a year, you're making fuck all progress because you're spending like 6 weeks on each project, as opposed to spending the full year every 52 weeks on one project. You're going to see so much more progress. And the reason that we don't do that is because we want those short term results. Now, you need to completely flip that. You need to be in this long term view, okay? Not thinking, how can I make 10K this month? It's like, how can I make 10 million in 20 years' time? That's a much better goal to do because when you think about it like that, you just like, you figure out what the inputs are. You figure out, right, consistency is the main thing. Consistency, and I can't have any shiny object syndrome. I just need to fucking do this work that's in front of me, follow these protocols, align with these systems, and it will work out. So I used to just wing it every day. I used to just do a bit of this, bit of that, be like whatever tickled my fancy, as some people say. And what this is, or what this was, which a lot of people speak to me about, is you're choosing the easiest task. You get into a project, let's say you start in a marketing agency, you get a little bit down the line, and then things get difficult. So you're like, oh, this is difficult. So you start a new project thinking, oh, this one's better. And you only think it's better because the first few steps are easy. Okay. Then it gets difficult and you're like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. And then you're just fucking repeating this cycle of not making any progress because what comes to you is a difficult work at some point. And you're like, oh, your brain convinces you that it's like, oh, maybe this isn't for you, or maybe this business model is better, or this guy over here is killing it with this. Why don't you try that? You need to understand that all these business models just work, but you need to break past that difficult obstacle that comes. And the way to do this is by having these systems. Now, the key to these systems being actually effective and not just being a waste of time is that it's the same stuff every day, easy to stick to. Like if you look at my Instagram stories, I post the same stories every day. I'm working, I'm reading, I'm in the gym, I'm doing all of this stuff. Like I'm taking my supplements, I'm sticking to my diet. These are my systems and I stick to them every single day. It's not a case of like, oh, I've done that for a bit, maybe I should move on. No, you stick to this every single day. Easy to stick to. Like we've got so much time in the day when you actually focus on what matters. Like people who say, oh, I ain't got enough time, got a job and then gym. Like you've still got hours to work on this stuff. You come in from it, you coming at it from a scarcity mindset, from a victim mindset. Oh, I haven't got enough time. Oh, I don't know where to start. Just fucking figure it out. All right. Focusing on getting wins early. Now, you know me, I'm up at 4:15 every morning. I like to get like 5 to 10 wins on the board before anyone else has even woken up. Okay. That's so powerful because it puts you in this superiority complex of like, yeah, I'm fucking killing it. You're in this positive mental attitude where you're like, shit, let's just keep going. Let's keep working. And that's the complete opposite of, oh, I ain't got enough time. I can't do this. I don't know where to start. When you just stack up some wins, you're like, fuck yeah, whatever obstacle comes my way, I'm going to break through it. So that's super important. Building that momentum in the day is just unreal. Okay. Like it'll change your life. Even if you're not starting a business, even if it's just about health or regaining control of your life, if you're able to stack up wins early in the day, everything else becomes easy. Testing over time and reiterating. Now, this isn't the same as changing. This is testing. Okay. If I follow a diet for like 10 weeks, for example, and I'm like, oh, put on a bit of fat, then I'm like, okay, drop the calories a bit and then get back to it. Okay. Take out some rice or whatever it is. Like, it's not about thinking, oh, I need to completely change my diet or it's not working, I'll just give up. It's just like, right, this isn't working. Let's change one input, one variable of the system, and then have a look at it again in another 10 weeks' time. Understanding sacrifice. Now, there's always going to be sacrifice for success. Like you're not going to wake up and be like, oh shit, yeah, that was easy. It's always going to be like, yeah, I sacrificed nights out. I sacrificed the lying in on a morning. I sacrificed those times when I could have gone out with the boys or whatever it is. You're going to sacrifice ordering a pizza versus sticking to your meal plan. Okay. And you just need to accept that. You just need to accept that every sacrifice that you make is turning you into the man you need to become. Okay. It's reinforcing that in your subconscious. So every time you sacrifice something for your purpose, don't even think of it as a sacrifice. Think of it as a win. Yeah, you chose to stick to your meal plan instead of order that pizza. That's a win. Don't think of it as a sacrifice, okay? Choose purpose over pleasure, long term vision over instant gratification. Again, yeah, I could have this pizza and I could tell myself, oh, one pizza is not gonna, it's probably not gonna affect my body that much, but it's not the pizza or it's not the one night out, even though I've been clean for a month, let's say. It's the mindset of letting your standards slip. Okay. It's the mindset of having that, oh, well, just this once, which isn't acceptable. Okay. The success that you want doesn't allow any room for this mindset. Okay. It's not just about the pizza. It's not just about the few beers that you have. It's about the mindset of, I'll just have this evening off. I'll just do this. I'll just have a bit of pleasure. Okay. You always need to be thinking about the long term. It's like, no, this pizza isn't just isn't just a pizza. It's it's saying to myself that I can't what's the word? I can't maintain my standards. Okay. That is what you are telling your subconscious when you do that. So don't do that. Habit stacking from Atomic Habits. So if you're someone who like You always forget, like for me, I always forget to take creatine. Well, I used to. Then I stacked it with my habits. It's like, right, whenever I have my other morning supplements like Kingmaker by Top Shelf Grind, I'm not sponsored by the way, but I love it. I always put them out on my table next to where I'm working as a reminder. It's just simple stuff like this. You can do it like, I think in the book he talks about getting all your gym stuff ready for when you wake up in the morning to remind you to go. Little things like this, super easy. Like always setting my alarm, like my alarm clock, I put in the middle of my bed. So when I go to bed on an evening, I have to actually move it, which reminds me, I need to set my alarm. Okay. Little things like this that just make the system so much easier to follow. Staying organized, like you shouldn't have any, like, you shouldn't have 40,000 emails unopened. You shouldn't have so many folders of or files on your desktop. You should have a clean environment. Like my desk is clean. Like you probably can't see from there, but my apartment is clean. There's not rubbish to take out. There's not shit all over the floor. Everything's clean because your environment is a reflection of your mind. It's a mirror of your mind. Okay. If you've got a dirty apartment, then you've got a lot of shit going on up here. It's all a mess. Okay. So the sooner you can tidy up your environment, the more clearly you'll be able to think. And the more clearly you can think, the more you can focus on the purpose, the pleasure, instead of the pleasure. Sorry. Because when you're thinking, oh, everything's a mess, I'll just smoke this joint. Or, oh, yeah, there's just shit everywhere. I want to go out, have a couple of beers, and not think about it. When everything's clean, you just operate at a much higher level. Okay, so it baffles me how some people have dirty apartments and like accept that level of hygiene. Okay, finally, never deviate. This is a system. Like this is what you stick to. This shouldn't you shouldn't ever think, oh, I won't do that today because I don't want to. Like remove your emotions from this and just be like, this is the system that I set. I know this is going to work me towards the long term goals. That's all that matters. Okay, just stick to it. So a few examples of my systems, my daily routine and checklist. I'll see. I know it's a bit small, but see if I can show you. So my checklist is the exact same every single day. I know what times I'm working on certain things. I know what those tasks are. Yeah, you can't see it at all. Um, like I know from 4 till 5 a.m. I do my morning routine, I do my breath work, I do my core. I know from 5 till 6, I plan out the YouTube video. I know from 6 to 7, I'm learning. 8 till 10, gym. 10 till 11, reading and creating a reel. 11 till 12, I'm recording and uploading the YouTube. 12 till 1, I'm eating and reading. 1 till 3, more deep work. Like, I know this. I know that at 7 p.m., I'll plan tomorrow, I'll tidy everything, and I'll start to wind down. I know at 8:30 I'll be getting into bed, reading, and like going to sleep at 9. Like you should just know your daily routine. It's that simple. You should just know specific times what you are doing. Like it's 11:30 now. I'll finish recording this, and it'll be uploaded before 12. Then 12 to 1, I eat. Like having this checklist really ingrained in your mind is going to be so valuable because when you look at the clock halfway through the day, it's like, oh, it's 4:30. I need to be doing this. It's that reminder of your system. So when you have a checklist and you start to stick to it, you'll remember, oh shit, it's 8:30. I should have been in the gym a half an hour ago. Little things like that. Instagram stories. I've got a very systematic approach to my Instagram stories, and I know what I'm posting and in what order. So I know that it'll be good morning. It'll be my early morning work, my supplements, my coffee, gym, reading, lunch, YouTube, talking value, text value, poll. Like it's a system, it's a checklist. I just go through one by one as opposed to thinking, oh, what should I post today? How can I add value? I don't know what to do. When I know that every day I have to post like those 15 stories, it's so much easier. I don't even have to think about what I'll post because it's the same day in, day out. Okay. Morning and evening routine. Pretty obvious. You don't need to overcomplicate them. Just make them super simple. Help you In the morning, help you wake up, get ready for the day, get into a positive mental attitude. Evening, help you wind down, get ready for sleep, take your sleep supplements, whatever it is. Turn lights off, blue light blocking glasses, read, boom, bed, done. Energy boosting protocol. Now I know that between 3 and 4, the caffeine catches up. And I don't want to drink another coffee then. So what I do is an energy boosting protocol, which is just a few exercises to recharge my batteries. Okay. I'm not going into it because this is solely for my mentorship guys. But having something like this, because to systemize and to overcome that 3 to 4 p.m. slump is super powerful, because I can do that. It takes like 20 minutes and I'm back in the game. Meals are all systemized. Like if you look at my Instagram, my lunch is the same day in, day out. It's beef, avocados, and fruit. Okay. Don't think about what am I going to have? Where should I go? Where should I order from? Just be like, no, these are my 2 or 3 meals I'm having every single day. That's it. Order the same ingredients when you go to the shops. Cook the same time every day. Boom, done, easy. Content. I know what times I'm doing content. I know where to find ideas for content. Everything's easy. I know how to upload them. This is like one of my styles. These presentations, it's super simple to follow, and it adds a lot of value. So that makes it easy. Workout program. Most of you, I know, are following a workout program, but if you're not, just get it. Mine's literally just upper lower, and then it's upper lower, upper lower, upper lower forever. So I know what exercise I'm doing. I know what weights I'm going to be hitting. I know what reps approximately I'm going to be hitting. So it just means, what should I go train? You don't have to think about it. Again, coming back to this is removing that decision opportunity, because when you think, should I go eat here, or should I go train this, or should I do this piece of work? You're giving yourself that option to deviate. Okay. When you have these systems in place, you don't have that opportunity. Therefore, you're making progress and you're staying consistent. Finally, sleep schedule. It should be same time every night you go to sleep, same time every morning. Now, I understand that it might take a little bit longer tonight to go to sleep, but getting into bed at the same time every night is going to help so much. Doesn't matter if I go to bed at 9, and if I'm asleep by 9:30, or if I'm asleep by 11, I'm still waking up at the same time, just because that consistency just means that it will teach your body to sleep at that time. And now, like, I probably could go to sleep without my alarm and wake up at 4:15 when my alarm is naturally, but I'm still not risking it. So yeah, those are my systems, most of my systems. Yeah, hope they just give you a bit of inspiration into what you can do in your own life. Steal these systems if you want. Like, you're more than welcome to. And before you actually, sorry, I just got a whiff of rice, but it's my rice cooker. So before you create your systems, I want you to do a time audit of your current life. Now, this is breaking every single day into 30-minute blocks. Okay, just use your notes app on your phone. Let's say you wake up at 6, you go to bed at 10. 6 till 6:30, what do you do? 6:30 till 7, what do you do? Just break it down. Be brutally honest with yourself, and just write out your whole day, okay? Because you'll get a very good insight into where you're slipping up. You'll get a good insight into where you're deviating from your goals, from your path, from everything that you should be doing, okay? If you're like, 3 till 5, I just sort of went out for a walk and then shopping and then I went out for food, like, then right, how can I create a system around that? If I've done that 3 times this week, how can I create a system to make sure I'm not doing that, okay? And once you've got this, just categorize it. Health, work, social, content, relaxing, like categorize every hour or every 30 minutes that you're spending. And you will find it's like, oh, fuck, I've got like 8 or 10 hours during the week where I'm just fucking about. I'm just scrolling or whatever. Make note of when you're scrolling. It's like, this is good because it means you've got a clear idea of where or how you can work on, how you can improve your day to day. And then you just remove the waste. You remove the waste by saying, right, if 3 till 4 most days I end up just laid on the couch scrolling, it's like, right, 3 till 4 I have to go for a run, or 3 till 4 I have to phones away and I just read. Create the systems around your weaknesses, okay, and turn those weaknesses into your strengths. And finally, tools to help you. Again, daily checklist. Ingrain that into your brain. You should know what you're doing 11 till 11:30. You should know your evening protocol. You should know your meal plan. You should know what workout you're doing next Thursday. Like, that's just pretty much non-negotiable for staying consistent. Oh, sorry. Again, workout programs. Just if you haven't got one, just Google one that fits your goals. And if you can only get to the gym 5 times a week instead of every day, then find one that works well for that split. Getting a coach or a mentor, having someone who's been through this and can show you where you're messing up. Like when we go back to this time audit, having someone from an outside perspective is really going to help you, especially someone who's overcome that, because you will not notice a lot of what you're doing as waste. And that mentor who's looking out for you, they want you to succeed, they will. They will be able to see, right, you're fucking around here, you're doing this, which isn't helping, you're also doing this, which doesn't actually contribute to your goals. Remove all of that, and they'll just save you like 2 hours a day. Okay. So when you think about the cost of getting a coach or getting a mentor, it's vastly outweighing, no, the benefits vastly outweigh the cost. If someone can just, even if they don't actually help you make money, even if they're just saving you 2 hours a day, think about that over 3 months. That's 180 hours that they've saved you. That's fucking unbelievable. Okay. And you can use that time to learn, sharpen your skills, start your online business, produce more content, whatever it is that you want to do. Having a coach or a mentor is going to change your life. Trust me. I've had mentors. I am a mentor. Like it's amazing for regaining that control of your life. But if you're not ready to invest in a mentor, then get an accountability partner. Check in with them daily. Right. I want you to send me a text when you wake up at 6:30. I want you to, at the end of the day, send me a photo of your to-do list and everything that you've done and things that you missed. Okay. Having someone that you can speak to on a daily basis to keep you accountable, to keep you consistent, is really going to help. Okay. Habit tracking list. You can just do this on your notes on your phone. Just keeping it front of mind what you need to be working on. Okay. Because if we go back, like one of the reasons that people mess up on their goals is because they forget the inputs, they forget what they should be doing on a daily basis. But if you've got that habit tracker right in front of you all the time, like for me, you might be able to see on my screen, it shows like my habits. So if you just set your screensaver, just have your 5 habits that you need to be doing that you're struggling with the most, then just have them there. Because whenever you pick up your phone, it's like, oh, they're there. I need to do that. Oh, it's like, oh shit, I haven't done my run yet. I totally forgot. Boom, go for a run. And finally, health tracking sheet. Just something to track your meals, track where you mess up, track your sleep, all of this sort of stuff. You have an Aura ring. I've never used any of them, but I hear that they're quite good, or a Whoop band. Just something that can track your health if that's something that you struggle with. And ultimately, it just comes down to when you get this overview of your day to day, looking at where your weaknesses are and then creating systems around those. If you're struggling with consistency, then you need a lot of systems to help you stay on track. That's about it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow.